Hey GDQ, this is Pear Strike. This is my GDQ submission video for Sonic R 100% no out of bounds. I'm submitting this as a race with Keverage. He did a run of this category at AGDQ 2017. I was on the couch for that too. And we're submitting a couple races. We're submitting this and any percent no out of bounds. All of the no out of bounds categories. They're really good for races because we'll be able to stay pretty close throughout. And especially for any percent no out of bounds, there's a big thing at the end that could really make the end exciting and switch up positions and change leads and whatnot. But this is Sonic R 100% no out of bounds. We saw this at GDQ, so you probably know a lot about this run and the basics of it. But I'm going to give my 2 cents here in the submission video. But yeah, so basically, I'm also recording this video just over my PB, so there's no music. But all the music in the game, I believe, is in this run, except for Diamond in the Sky. Because we're going to be getting Supersonic later on, and that changes the music to Supersonic Racing, you know, fan favorite. So basically, we're going to be running through this with Knuckles. We're going to be doing most of the game with Knuckles. And what we're going to be doing for the first part of each level is we're going to just be collecting all the collectibles. We got coins, character coins, 5 of them, which unlock a race against an enemy, an unlockable enemy that I'm fighting right now. The first one here is Metal Sonic, which we will actually be using later. There's also rings, you know, a smaller collectible, but they're important. They speed us up overall, and then they help us go through ring doors and whatnot. Then there are the Chaos Emeralds, which are important because we need all of them to get 100%. There's only one in this level, and we already got it. We get all the Chaos Emeralds, all the collectibles in the first one. In the first run. And then the second part of the level is we just run around as fast as possible and just try to beat the level as fast as possible. So it's a really cool dynamic, and that's why this is the favorite category in this game. It's just a super cool dynamic. I'm also doing a little cutscene skip there. I hold start right after I cross the finish line, and then it cuts to black, it comes back up, and I scroll real quick down to retire. And I back out, skipping the cutscene of like, oh, you win, you did it. And then it just goes right to the loading. So yeah, that was Resort Island and Metal Sonic, and now we're going to Radical Highway. There's another bit of a collectible, or it looks like it, but it's the emblem. So if you go to the emblem, you could get a couple of things from that. You could get rings, you could get shields, and that's it. And the shields are bad. There's an I just got it. There's an electro shield that attracts rings to me, but it doesn't because it's really bad, and it attracts rings around me and moves the rings that I'm about to hit to not hit me, and it just stinks. The best thing you could get from an emblem is a 20 ring. That's good because, like I said, rings make you go faster overall, and then also helps you go through gates and whatnot. So those are a couple bumpers over there I was watching out for. There's a bumper here too. I hit it wrong, so I didn't go too fast there. There's some really interesting routing based around the rings, based around keeping your rings. Oh, by the way, here's the other kind of shield. I'm glad I started talking about it now. We got to show it both off. This other one just protects from damages, but that was the 20 ring. That was good. That's what we want. Even 10 rings and 5 rings are good. Just rings. And not the 2 shields that we've gotten so far. Now, in the second level, the second lap, excuse me, as you saw right there, the door was already open for us. So we were able to just go right through and not have to open it ourselves, which was very good. And that's how the route sets us up to be. Because then we don't have to waste rings opening up that door, and then we could keep rings going right now. And then we got that Chaos Emerald, and we're just gonna... It's faster to just glide to the end here. We got another Electro, which is bad. Now, here's our first appearance of zippers. Zippers are these things that zip you around. And basically, if you hit it with 50 rings, it'll take you the farthest possible. So there's a bit of a dynamic between keeping your rings, which boosts you a little bit, boost your overall speed a little bit, and then hitting the zippers. So as we'll see in a later level, we won't get the zippers right away. Actually, we might see it in this level. We won't get the zippers right away, or we won't hit it on the first lap because we'll build up our rings. I think we'll do this. Okay, I guess we don't do it in this level. I think we do it in Reactive Factory, or I know we do it in Reactive Factory. And so then we got some good rings going on, and then we could, you know, hit all the zippers and like still be going fast overall. And it's tested to be faster. But yeah, so if you have 50, you'll go the farthest on the zippers that you can. But you could also just hit it with, you know, how many rings you have, and you'll still go a distance. So that is Radical Highway. We have one more lap here against Tails Doll, the fan favorite character. Like I said earlier, the music is obviously a big draw to this run. It's kind of the big draw to this game. And it seems people like to sing it every time we do a run. So maybe there's some kind of donation incentive we could do with some kind of, I don't know, karaoke or something with this. I don't know exactly what it would be, but... Well, there we go. That's Radical Highway. So now we're going to Regal Ruin. Don't look at the splits for this one. And this is kind of the hardest track. A lot of people, Kev will say that. It's also one of the most fun tracks. It's very action-packed. There's a lot going on. We're going to head over here. We're going to grab this emblem. And, oh, another thing I didn't explain that we'll do right here is a bit of drifting. The controls in this game are obviously not good. But, you know, once you do the run, once you get a hang of it, it's consistent. The controls are very consistent. And they end up being not too bad. So there's a kind of mechanic here with drifting. You could drift into walls, go a little bit faster. Like any good racing game should have a... Ooh, almost missed it there. Every good racing game should have a mechanic where running into walls makes you go faster. So, yeah, so that works with this game. Also, by the way, if you just look real quick, we just got a Chaos Emerald in that triangle. I also bounced off backwards, which was weird there. That's not what we usually do, but... yeah, so that Chaos Emerald's a little hidden. So we're going to go over here and then grab the second one. So that's the 2 for this stage. Every stage has 2, other than Resort Island. And Radiant Emerald doesn't have any, because that's the level... Well, we get Radiant Emerald when we just beat every level. That's how we unlock that. But yeah, so with the controls, the only thing that stays really bad is turning around. So if we make a mistake, if we miss a collectible, we'll have to unfortunately turn around, and that's really the only thing that kind of really costs us some time. So this level's cool. This is a cool race. This is a cool race character unlock, because if you look at my rings, I'm going to be trying to keep very important attention to my rings. We want around 15 rings, and then when we hit the zipper, it will take us a little bit of ways, but it will let us out right at the point where we could turn around. Oh, see, I banked on getting a 5 ring there because I only had 10 rings at the time. It still worked, but it was a little slower. But yeah, the zipper will spit us out right at a point where we could just start hard turning right. And then, you know, we could jump and get the finish line, whatnot. So I did it again there. And overall, that was a pretty nice run, a pretty nice egg robo. Oh, I got a gold. And I got Chaos Emeralds. So, yeah, so that was Regal Ruin. And now, say goodbye to our boy Knuckles. We're going to Metal Sonic. Metal Sonic, yeah. I don't know why I thought that was wrong for a second. We're switching to the dark side, going over to the Shadow Realm, joining Tails Doll here. in the Shadow Realm for Reactive Factory. This is actually probably my favorite level, I think. I really like just everything about this level, how it looks, how it controls. It's a lot of fun, but also it's kind of hectic. There's a lot going on. The same amount of collectibles as the other ones, but it feels like more. So that's a big strat for this level, is that big jump, that big turnaround jump. There's two kinds of turning, by the way. There's just turning with the control stick, or you can turn with R and L, which is what makes the characters drift, and is how you could drift into the walls and such. So once again, building up rings. As you saw, we passed by an emblem. It's faster to get later once we have a bigger ring stockpile. We get basically most of the emblems on the, or most of the collectibles on the third lap. Because these first two laps, we have to do a bit of weird, a little bit of a different kind of routing to get some of these emblems and emeralds, or actually just emblems that are off the beaten path. And now we're going to go for this guy, this SS Dale over here. We're going to get this emblem. Then we're going to do the big jump, but we're going to do it a little different. I've also been getting good rings. And we're going to hit this. Did I miss it? Oh, I actually opened it. Nice. And so when we open that gate, that costs rings. And then we're going to... So we need a lot of rings, but luckily it's easy to stockpile in this category. And then we're going to go over here and open up that door, which then opens up another emerald. So that's good. Then we're going to do a bit of weird movement that is... actually pretty cool. And then go in here, open up another door, get the last emerald, and finally close it out. So that was Reactive Factory. That was the first, or that was the last collectible level that we'll see. Now we just have to fight Metal Knuckles. Not as evil as Tails Doll. A bit weird. We actually use him in the 100% run. Just the 100% out of bounds run. This is actually really good. As you saw, I got that 20 ring. Nice stuff. A 10 ring too. Good luck. Luck does serve a bit of a factor in this run. I'm gonna take that zipper there. Basically just with the rings, I mean, that's the only bit of luck. All the other characters are based, like their movements are based on what you are doing, so, and where you are. So they're all pretty predictable. But yeah, the rings, it's all completely luck with these, not emblems, switches, rings, whatever they are. So just one more lap here, and then we'll be moving on to Radiant Emerald with Supersonic. Spoilers. It's also 100% because we also unlock all the characters. Obviously, we're only playing as a handful of them, but this game's weird with the characters you can unlock. All the characters that you unlock are all, like, villains. I don't really know why that is. It's kind of strange. By the way, you have to come in first to get the Chaos Emeralds. So you have to get them all and also come in first. So that's another bit of difficulty. There's a lot going on in this run behind the scenes. So here we go with Radiant Emerald. This one's pretty straightforward. We just have to pick up a lot of rings. There's a skip in any percent no out of bounds that I referenced earlier, which is why I think that would be the even better race category for me and Kev to do at GDQ. Because the ending has this really hard strat that could really be exciting, a really exciting end, a really make or break kind of switch of positions sort of thing. Where basically we would jump off right now and see that top platform. We would fly to that with Knuckles. But now we're Supersonic. Kind of hard to control, really fast guy. That's why we switched to him. He's the fastest character in the game. And he just flies through this. We're going to be doing a lot of that drifting mechanic against the walls, but only when applicable. And we're also going to try to get a lot of rings. We need 100 right here because 50 to open that door and then 50 to get the maximum zip. Boom, got it. Nice, sweet. Then luckily that door is opened, so we can just go right through it. And now here in the second and third laps, I'll be doing some things to go a little faster, like boosting on those walls and skipping some rings. Because I don't have to get as many rings now. I still need 50 per lap, but it's pretty doable. So we skip a couple segments. I actually could have... There's another place I could have boosted right there that I figured out. I don't know if I was the first one to do it or not, but... There's one strat in Regal Ruin I came up with. And it's a great strat. It's a bit of it's another wall boost. But Kev won't do it. Anyways, I digress. Yeah, this is also the big finale of the run with the Supersonic Racing, where everyone starts singing and you can't hear anything. It is exciting. Then you could do a little bit of a boost right there at the end. And there we go, dude. That is Sonic R, 100% no out of bounds. Submitting that as a race with Keverage. So thanks a lot for watching, GDQ and Supersonic Racing. Thanks.